My glorious students, welcome. Despite a couple of hopes from the students, I have survived and am recovering okay. I have not caught the COVID and don't anticipate to. But I wanted to give you a brief message to tell you what is going on with online learning for my classes. We are developing a strategy. I have it pretty well thought out right now, and I'm putting it into paper to adapt what we have on the syllabus. Yeah, we're going online, and yes, there is COVID lurking around, but I think overall you can just hug your Charmin to yourself and realize that it's going to be okay for most people. We're looking at it and we're getting more numbers, and it's about 12 to 15% are needing hospital care. And so it's up to us, the people who are healthy, to make sure we're not spreading around so more of those sick people don't get more sick. And one of the reasons we went online is because we don't have the facilities, no college does, to take care of a lot of sick kids if they do get sick. We are not a hospital. We have a clinic, but that's for sprains, vaccines, and boo-boos. And then if it's bad, we direct them over to the hospital, which is going to be overwhelmed. So for the best interest of the students, we decided to have them off campus. Yeah, I was part of that committee, and they did a great job. I was just there to provide a little bit of insight, and they had the rest of the package already prepared. So, out of the best interest of the students, this is why we did it. If you develop fever or shortness of breath, not a panic attack, but shortness of breath, longer term, and a dry cough, yes, you should get checked out. But the statistics are excellent for your age range, that unless you have major underlying health issues, and even then, you usually are the people who are going to survive. My age and older, not so much. But we do what we can, right? And for the most part, we pray about it. We don't panic, and we put our minds on other things, such as learning, oddly enough. So that is really what I'm concerned about for this video. You are lovely, wonderful, and altogether very smart students, the best of WLC, because you're in my classes. I will do my best to teach you, and you know I really throw myself into this and trying to help you learn. This is hard. This is hard for teaching online, especially learning it, or learning how to teach online. And it is really hard for you to learn online. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm going to give you every resource and every help available. But you're going to really have to schedule yourself, discipline yourself. After spring break is over, don't think of it as spring break. Think of it as training for an event. Athletes, musicians, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to train every day, multiple hours, to make sure that you are doing the best in that event. This is just the same. You're going to have to schedule time to do each of your classes. You're going to have to schedule time to do the homework and do the online interactions. And you're going to have to do this without having lots of distractions, which also means that the technology can be the distraction itself. It's really easy to go and look at a puppy video or the latest crazy UFC fight or whatever, but you're going to have to schedule the time. I can do all I can, and have late hours and everything, just making sure everything's prepped for you, but I can't make you do the work. You have every possibility of coming out here with a great grade if you're putting in the work. Okay? I'm not making it impossible for you. Now, that just means that you're gonna have to focus on getting uh, certain types of ideas going about with this. During the day, kind of get yourself a little study area or someplace quiet. If there's a lot of noise in the house, like mine, make sure they know that you're going to have some quiet times where you need to be online. We are really, really trying to make sure that we have the best educational care for you. We are not going to lower standards, though. So you do need to work, and I will help you. This is WLC, not a fly-by-night institution. We care about how much you learn. You're paying for us to care, and for spiritual reasons and for your educational reasons. And we're going to do that. We're meeting a lot over the next week to work together as a group to make sure every single student learns and can come out of this fine. This is a temporary issue. It's not great, but it's a temporary issue, and we can recover from this. Look, I even have coffee. It's going to be all right if we have coffee. So, I'm going to be sending out an email link and explanation for each of the classes individually on what I'm going to do to the syllabus. We are going to do online discussions for some parts, brief videos, not a whole 40-minute lecture for many of the classes, but on these basic concepts linked with the readings, and then having quizzes with it. And attendance is going to be part of the grade. It kind of has to be. Student attitude is also linked into that. I will have more on that once we have a meeting on what exactly we are doing for exact grading procedures. I've been thinking about this a while, as you might have guessed, so I'm getting close, but I need to get it approved already. Okay. I'm going to try to make sure that it works with you, so it isn't a long just sitting there for hours doing this. There is going to be some so small bits at a time. Just keep doing them, and there will be kind of a checkoff sheet online. We're going to use the Moodle site, and then I'm going to accentuate it with discussion groups and some interactive video. Now, I am aware that not everybody has access to all the same amounts of video and internet and quality of feed. So try to start it on the laptop. That's going to be the best. Make sure you can have a good internet connection. If you are having problems with this, I can see what I can do for recommendations. Okay? But just keep plugging away at it once I send it to you. Okay? Again, I'm going to try to do as much face-to-face time as possible. It might suck because, well, it's me. But I am going to be working on it and giving you as much enthusiasm for the teaching as I can, and hopefully that will help. So don't panic. Love one another, and give everybody a little bit more slack on things, because everybody's a little bit worked up about this. But you don't see me panicking. Okay? So unless I'm panicking, everything's okay. Now, if you have any questions about the COVID or things you don't understand about why it's going on, I am more than happy to talk privately or answer a whole set of questions. So I might even open up a forum for that, because it's microbiology is a really interesting place, and sometimes it can be scary if you don't understand it, but I am more than happy to talk about microbiology and open your eyes to a whole new world out there. But In general, I will be contacting you also about the labs. The labs are the big thing right now. We're going to work through this. There's going to be group projects, so you are going to have to work online and dedicate yourself to do that. Okay? Now, remember, German peasant face. But I'm having this background, so it makes me look a little less, well, evil and angry all the time. So, with that, stay happy, love each other, and I'll talk to you later. This is your glorious leader, signing off.